This is that one song that you heard so many times, and every time you hear it, you're like, I'm not gonna bump to this song. But then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry. Yeah. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know. Yeah. Whoa. East Coast with that gang, gang. You know we don't play games, whoa. Hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin', right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry, we just stuck up in our ways. West Coast gon' head stand up, put that glass and hands up. Gang, 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 we famed up. Got that change, we bagged up. Cool love, we stay manned up. Ahem like I'm Weezy, yeah. Rap game just too easy, drip so sick I'm queasy, whoa. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang.
He's heating up!
Walk to the lot, good versus evil. God in his prime, always in prime, always on time. Hard time to shine. Wifey is fine, I'm doing fine. Glad that you asked. God fill me up, mud in my glass. God clean me up, all that I ask. Wherever you headed there fast. I am ahead, you are in last. Last time I checked, you were all gas. Gas in the whip it up fast. Fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz. Getting all curious, you put me on blast. Blasting that Darius, kids in the back. Back to the future is black. Black like T'Challa, Wakanda attack. Oh. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang.
He's heating up!
No more shenanigans, no more tomfoolery, no more ballyhoo.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Power in numbers and representation.
Fat people are humans.
Size privilege.
Diet.
You don't have any power.
Stupidity!
Diabetes.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole normal.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing, testicles. Ooh, welcome everyone to episode 24 hundo and 54 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, Beaches, Booshes, Busters, Hustlers, and Yahoos? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with another episode. Today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you as powered, is sponsored by Everson K2, flexing on all you beef.
Fucking Catalina wine.
Yeah,
it's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
The fucking Catalina wine.
All right, what's going on, fam? Drop in the comments down below. What are you smashing today? Before we do, I got to hit this camera button over here so we could see the Swole card, so we can see Tessie. But first, let's give a nice round of applause for the Tainty Man. There we go. There we go. And then we have the nut about to bust. Excellent, excellent. Fantastic. He's all tuckered out, but he's feeling good. I hope you had a great workout today. I and Mama Swolio, we both had an amazing workout. I did some front and back titties today, so it was fantastic. So drop in the comments down below. Would you smash? Hit that like button, everyone, especially those of you watching on YouTube. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. It makes a big difference. And of course, subscribe to the show, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you bang your ear holes. Make sure you leave us a 5-star review and share the stream. It helps tremendously. So thank you, everyone that supports the Daily Swole. And of course, a lot of you are members over there at Swolenormous X. So go and check that out for amazing Fuck Your Resolution specials. We have some awesome programming that we just released this past couple weeks with the new Dual Club and Mace programs and such. And of course, we have all our famous programs like Swole Season, Scorched Earth, 90-Day Dash, and Swole Mastery and all that stuff in there with yoga classes and everything to crush your 7 pillars. So go check it out, swolenormousx.com. Links down below. That being said, Beaches, let's get into an amazing Tainty Tuesday. Are you fucking ready? Are you ready? Let's summon the Falcon. Falcon. Put some respect on that, Beaches. All right. This card's a fancy Nancy today. Cheers, Beaches. All right, hashtag Tainty Magooch for a chance to win today's Swole card. Don't be a beach, don't be a boosh. Or you'll end up like Tainty Magooch. It is Tainty Tuesday, so drop in the comments down below. Have you encountered any Tainty Magooches lately? What is a Tainty Magooch? Drop that in the chat, because some people might be watching or listening thinking, what the fuck is a Tainty Magooch? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. What is a Tainty Magooch? It's Tainty Tuesday. And of course, we have the Tainty Man over here. Rufus is the Tainty Man. But it is Tainty Tuesday. And, you know, you don't want to be a Tainty Magooch. But at the same time, we have to define that first. So hopefully you haven't encountered any. But Cerny says, I'm married to one. Oof. Oof. All right. Drop that in the comments down below. And, welcome to the show. Now let's spit on it and get into that tip, fam. We got a great show. Let's fucking go. Babe, just an inch. Let me in. It's cold outside. Let me in. So today is Tuesday, and we had a lot of stuff going on last week. And of course, we have a lot of stuff going on this week. Last week, in the overtime segment, we dropped a brand new driving while gaining for members. Cops Gone Wild, fired for sex scandal. If you are not yet a member, go and check it out, or go and join us inside Swolenormous X. But it's available in Swole TV in the overtime segment, and also in the driving while gaining uncensored section. Go and check this out. It was fucking lit. It was awesome. If you don't know the story, don't worry. I covered in detail. So you have all the deets there. It's available now inside Swole TV. And not only that, this Thursday, so day after tomorrow, we have our Swole Fam Roundtable. Can I get a Come on now. Come on now. This Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, join me and the rest of the Swole Fam. We're going to have a great conversation like we do every other week. This Thursday, Roundtable 35. 35 for members only. So the stream will be private. So if you are if you're not a member, you have the option to join, or we'll be back on Friday for the public FEFcast. And of course, we have overtime going live on Friday. But this Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's Thursday, January the 26th. So this Thursday, day after tomorrow. If you don't see us here, you won't see us here because we'll be smashing a roundtable. So now let's get into the first Swole Fam post. Speaking of Swole Fam, we got this one from Joe, and Joe writes, bench constructed. Thinking I need a Swole flag on the wall. Well, I'll put it this way. You already have an amazing Swole flag. The OG Swole flag, but I think you do need a Swole Fam flag, a 7 pillars flag, maybe one of each. You got a lot of wall space there, Joe. You got a lot of wall space. Time to do some decorating in there. Nicely done. Good for you. Always nice to get some brand new equipment. Sweet. We get this one from Jose, and Jose writes, "Hey everyone, I'm Jose. I'm a little over 285 pounds and have started with keto. Can anyone recommend what program I should start with? I've been doing some cardio and weights at the gym." Well, you should start with the 90-day DASH program. I think everyone across the board is going to say, boom, 90-day DASH program. Keto is not necessarily required. I would also look into doing an elimination diet, so we can confer on that a little bit as you go forward. But keto in itself isn't enough. It needs to be with the context of you're eliminating foods, because you could do keto very, very sloppy. So make sure that you look over the nutrition jumpstart, you look over the kitchen and everything with the elimination diet. You ask more questions. So we make sure that whatever you're doing, you are eating quality foods, because that's the paramount. That's the primary, is that you're eating quality foods. And I would recommend the 90-day DASH program. Of course, you can adjust, you can modify, and you can go from there. We also have chair yoga. We have starter yoga classes. And that's a great way to improve your body's coordination and such. There's Swollen 7 workouts. So you have the on-ramp, you have the primer week of the 90-day DASH program. That way you can stay there for 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks until you feel comfortable moving into the main portions of the program. And of course, if you have any questions as you're getting started, let us know. So good for you. Good for you. Good for you. All right, let's get into... Let's get into another post here. This one's from Loretta. I just showed a comment from Loretta on the screen. Roundtables are awesome. Loretta writes, "Hi, Swole Fam. I found Papa and the Swole Fam at the beginning of COVID in 2020. I started following the 7 pillars, got my shit together, lost 60 pounds, got off blood pressure meds, etc. And it was the best year of my life. In 2020, my sister was diagnosed with cancer. I was often alone in hospital waiting rooms and hotels. Brain gains, 7 pillars, and the Daily Swole was all I had. My sister passed away a year ago today. I was then battle weary, but not broken. Papa, without being physically and mentally ready in 2021, I think this might have killed me. I just want to thank Papa and the Swole Fam for being there for me. Life is worth living. Hashtag 7 pillars. Fuck average. Most people don't. And hashtag community." I agree. Thank you so much for sharing. And as we've said before, we're sorry to hear about your sister. But yeah, this is why the Swole Fam is so important. We're all from different backgrounds, around different experiences around the world, different ages, different fitness experiences, different countries, different time zones, obviously. But we all have similar goals in terms of self-improvement, taking responsibility, following the 7 pillars, and doing the best that we can with the tools that we have. And that's why the Swole Fam, the 7 pillars, and Loretta, that's why it's so important, because you have to focus on the things that you can control. And so often when you're getting fucked up, when you're getting gummed up, when you're getting confused, when you get stressed out, what is that usually from? It's usually from things that you can't control. That's usually when you really have a tough time. It's when you're focusing on things that you can't control. When you are stressing out about things that are out of your jurisdiction. So that's something that will come from brain gains, like Loretta was saying. That's a skill that you develop from practicing brain gains and mindfulness meditation. And that's why you can come back to the 7 pillars. If you're ever stressed out about something, think about the 7 pillars. Look at that list. Is this something that I can control? Is there something that I can actually do about it? Okay, if not, then why the fuck am I stressing about it? Why am I letting it take over my day? Why am I letting it take over my life? Make sure or to help take your mind off it and to not just distract you, but to get to allow you to get a little reprieve, you can go and focus on something you can control. You can go work out, you can go meditate, you can go take care of yourself, go for a walk. But just understand something that you can't control is literally just that. You can't control it. So stop stressing about it. It's not in your control. The only thing that you can control is your reaction to those things that you can't control. Easier said than done. It's very simple, but it's easier said than done. But once you master that, once you really get a handle on that, it'll change your life. It'll change your life. All right, we got this one from our very own T-Cap. T-Cap writes, I did okay with the 90-day dash last time. I think if I can master that, I'll do even better on swole season. I'm glad I was able to put on some size in good ways, but god damn it, I need to trim that fat as much as I'm not looking forward to it. Well, we got your back.
He's heating up!
We got your back, T-Cap. We got your back. I think you'll do great in swole season. Remember, getting rid of that extra body fat, it's a lot of your environmental factors. It's nutrition. It's just time. It's getting quality sleep. It's improving all those little things, those endocrine disruptors in your life. And some of these things just take time. You can't just make these good habits and 2 weeks later see night and day difference. You might feel night and day, but it takes time. It takes time for those physical changes. And our last Swole Fam post, my goodness gracious, Tyler. Tyler. Look at this post, fam. Look at this fucking post. I'm going to zoom out so you can see all these swole cards. My goodness. Good morning, fam. Update. Got my swole privilege and New Year more gains card. Happy to look at all of the cards to remind myself that every day is going to be ups and downs. So I see myself that being consistent is beyond my ability to crush it daily, 24/7, 365. Does that make sense? I see myself being consistent is not beyond your ability. No, it's not beyond your ability. I'm not sure if that's a typo, but good shit, Tyler. Regardless, you got some great cards. For those that are just listening, we have Salty Sack. Ooh, we haven't had a Salty Sack card in a while. You got 2 Swole Fam cards. We got a Tainty Magooch. We got a Swole Slut. We got 2 Swole Sluts card. My goodness, Tyler. We also have a Dick Draft. Most people don't. Swole Privilege. Very nice collection. Excellent collection. Very nice. Twice a Swole Slut. I mean, he's sluttier than most people. All you have to do is be sluttier. You can do it, fam. You can do it. All right. We are in the knowledge cock portion. Did I even hit that button? Maybe that was messed up earlier. And okay, whatever. We're in the knowledge cock portion now. So if you got questions, let's take them. Hashtag AskPapaSwolio. Drop that in the comments. We do have a call, but make sure you hit that like button. Those of you that are watching on YouTube. I don't want to ask a million times, but it does help tremendously. And a lot of people watch and they wonder why they're not getting notifications from YouTube. Of course, I do the swole text and stuff like that. But, if you don't hit the like button, YouTube is definitely not going to notify you. So it'll help tremendously. And thank you for all your support. All right, let's get into, let's take a call. We'll take this one from Aggie. All right, well, you're on the Sleazecast, calling in. If you got a question, drop in the comments below, hashtag AskPapaSwolio. There's also a link, askpapaswolio.com if you want to call in. Let's take this call from Aggie.
Hi, Papa Swole. My name is Aggie, and recently I heard one of your Instagram posts about intermittent fasting and not eating all day. It is a great idea, and I love intermittent fasting, but I wanted to know your thoughts about intermittent fasting and training. Is it best to train while fasting, or is it best to eat, train, and then fast? Wanted to know your thoughts. Thank you.
So maybe that intermittent fasting post was that me just trolling, saying, yeah, intermittent fasting, you shouldn't be stuffing your fucking fat face all day. So intermittent fasting's fine. In terms of when you like to eat, that's up to you. Personally, I like to eat earlier in the day. I like to have some kefir in the morning, some raw honey or something maybe before I work out, depending on how early I train. Sometimes I just like to wake up and train. It depends on I have different, it depends on the day of the week. It depends on what time I'm getting up. It depends on what the schedule is for the day. I'll usually either train or lift weights, either earlier in the morning or in the early afternoon after the show, depending on when we do the show. So it depends. It depends. Understand that intermittent fasting is just not stuffing your face all day. So I still hate, I hate defining intermittent fasting as a 16-8, not eating for 16 hours. I think that's stupid. I really do think it's stupid. I think intermittent fasting really isn't intermittent fasting until you get to like a 4-hour window, 4 to 6 hour window. 16-8. So for example, you're eating from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Jesus Christ, you're eating all fucking day. You cannot tell me that's intermittent fasting. That's so silly. Right? You're going to consider eating from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. intermittent fasting? What? Like you're not stuffing your fat face from 6 to 10? Oh my God, so challenging. Oh my God, you're not eating from 7 to 9 when you go, oh my God, you're such a, oh my God, you're such a faster. You're such a good faster. You're only eating from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So if you start doing something like, oh, I'm only eating from 10 to 4, now we're kind of talking. Now we're in a little bit more of a wheelhouse. Or you're doing something where you're eating from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Now we're talking. But I would say really 4 hours is really an intermittent fasting. Aside from that, I think it's kind of silly. Right now, I'm fasting. I haven't eaten all day today. I trained, I lifted. So when it comes to what Aggie, I'm just going to call you Aggie or Aggi, A-G-G-I. It's a cool name. Thanks for calling. When it comes to when you train, I personally like to train more on an empty stomach. It doesn't mean, but if you're eating beforehand, you need to make sure you're digesting. So it depends. Sometimes like a tablespoon or 2 of honey is fine. It kind of gets you going, jacks you up a little bit. If you're training first thing in the morning, you're waking up and training, I personally wouldn't eat anything. So it depends. But after a training session, it's great to work out. So if you're doing a fasting, if you're doing like a 36, so this would be, I don't know, I guess if I eat tomorrow, it'd be like a 36-hour fast or something like that. Oh my God, Papa Soul, you're not eating after you're training? I mean, if I'm going to fast for a day, I'm going to have to do it at some point. I can also just not exercise, but at the same time, so I did chest and back. I mean, is it going to negatively affect my muscle growth? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, the point of fasting is the point of fasting. So that takes a priority. I'm not just going to stop training or doing what I do. I think it's actually more realistic. I'm exercising. I'm expending human energy. So it's going to be even more cleansing, or it's going to be even more of a challenge. It's going to be something that my body needs to take other resources to repair on my body. So I think it's something that, I think it's a good thing to keep the schedule. Maybe it's not as, I'm not going to do like a 3 or 4 day fast and train hard every day, but I think it's totally fine to exercise and not eat. If that's part of just, I felt today, for example, not eating. So you have to see what works best for you. But I would just make sure that you're keeping that intermittent fasting window a little bit tighter. I would keep it a little bit tighter. I wouldn't do a 16-8. I think that's silly. If you think that's intermittent fasting, that's not. It's just you're eating all day. You're eating for 8 fucking hours. Eating from 10 to 6 is not fasting. For God's sake, it's not. 6 hours, you're starting to scratch the surface. But personally, I don't necessarily do intermittent fasting. I guess I kind of eat within like an 8-hour window. So I don't really consider that intermittent fasting every day. I'm going to try to keep it a little bit more concise. I generally like to keep it a little bit more concise, like 6 hours, but generally it's probably around 8, because I'll have some kefir in the morning, maybe at 8 or 9, and then I'll be eating at 6. So that's like 9 hours, or yeah. So it's not really intermittent fasting, but then I like to do a day. I haven't done it in a while. I haven't done like an actual day of fasting. So you could do longer fasts. There's different things. I'm just consuming a ton of electrolytes, but I did train today, so it is what it is. But I want to give my body a little break, and it feels good. I'm hungry, but it's a good feeling. It's good to allow your body to experience that. Bro, are you high? No, I'm not. I'm just swole. So there's that. Am I high? No, you fucktard. No. Okay, let's move on to something not stupid. Welcome to the show, by the way. All right, let's see. Danny, just had my septum surgery about 3 hours ago. No training for 2 weeks. Thinking about giving brain gains a try. Anywhere particular I should start? You haven't been doing it this whole time? Yeah, you should be giving it a try. You should have been doing this whole time. Anyway, anyone that's a member and you're not doing brain gains, ridiculous. Of course you do it. Anywhere you should start, do the 5 minutes. Set aside 5 minutes every day to do it and then go from there. Good for you. Cherubine. Let's see. Papa Swole, what exercises should you do to get a totally flat stomach with slight abs? Also, any stuff to get thinner thighs. Also, how long can you... Jesus Christ. Also, how long can you water fast with it still being healthy? That depends on the health of the individual. To get thinner thighs, you need to do an elimination diet and learn more about what the food quality does to your body and cutting out estrogenics in your life. I would check out the book Estrogeneration. That's a great thing to look at to clean up your environment. But there's no exercise that will give you a totally flat stomach with slight abs. You can crunch all you want if you're not eating healthier and lifting weights overall. You know, you can't spot reduce fat. So there's no exercise that will give you slight stomach. Oh my God. All right, fine. I don't like explain this all the time, but I guess we have someone new. Why are you wearing sunglasses inside? I have, like Nick says, I have myoswolitis. Okay. You don't know my lived experience. It's stressful. It's my burden to bear. Myoswolitis is an issue with the photoreceptors in the ocular region in your eye. So the issue is when I have light, when UV light hits my eyes, my myostatin just does not function in my muscle tissue. So in other words, I cannot stop the muscle growth. So in order to mitigate that, and it is still kind of light outside, I can't have any UV touch my eyes, even blue light. It's just brutal. So I wear these glasses so I don't, build excessive muscle mass. Like I said, it's my burden to bear. But it's, I'll manage. It's a rare condition. I don't wish it on my worst enemies. All right. Let's continue. Jessica. I don't intentionally go for super long fasts, but I naturally don't eat at work all day. I'm out about 17 hours of fasting currently, and that's because I ate later last night than I should have. I do prefer eating earlier in the day. I think you should be eating during daylight hours. In the winter, shorter days, you should keep it tight. Keep it tight. Let's see here. Glenn, I work in ophthalmology and I'm impressed, Papa. Yeah. I mean, it's brutal. I mean, my photoreceptors are all jacked. But thank you. I appreciate that. See, Glenna concurs. So I told you it was a real condition. Let's see. Tom Pajmakoski or Pamakoski, if that's a silent J. I don't know if the J is silent. Like yogging, soft J. I don't know.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
All right, Papa Swolio, should I train my whole body every day? Maybe if you're brand new to the gym, if you've never really worked out, you could do a little bit of volume every day. But even if you're brand new, you don't need to do every day. 3 or 4 days a week, total body is great to get started. I would recommend doing yoga also. But you might see some... whole body every day is great for, or a few days a week is great for beginners and or also advanced. It's like either or. Intermediate, it's like, not really. You can make the argument. It's all about the program design. So you can be more advanced and train everything every day and just do low volume and rotate which exercise you're doing, a certain chest exercise on. Psychologically for me, doing every body part every day is just psychologically overwhelming. I just don't like to, from a bodybuilding standpoint, I don't want to think about doing everything every day. I like focusing on certain areas depending on, I like doing a little bit of everything, but different things. I'll do some club work before on leg day. I'll warm up. So I'm still doing some upper body and I'm getting some mobility and getting my upper body moving. So I'll kind of train most body parts every day, but in terms of intense training, I'll usually target either upper or lower body and sometimes mostly pushing or pulling depending on the rest of my split at that moment. And I tweak things a little bit now and again. Oops. Shrunk that a little bit. All right. Any more questions? Hashtag ask Papa Swolio. Let's see if I missed any. Let's see. Matthew, we'll take some comments too. Without honey or something light in the stomach, I get nauseous, but I can't train with a lot of food in the stomach either. I think honey is one of the best things to do before competitions, to do before training session. If you want to eat something, but you don't want anything heavy, you don't want a lot of fluid slopping around. If you're drinking liquid, you don't want to drink tons of water right before. Reminder, if you're trying to hydrate yourself, it's all about the water you're drinking like 2 hours before you train. So if you're in the gym or heading to the gym or going to your workout room and chugging water at that moment, it's just going to sit in your stomach. It's too late for that. You need to be hydrating hours before. So just make sure that you're keeping that in mind. But honey is a great thing to kind of give you a boost, but not overload your stomach. Megan, when you realize your behavior and reaction is the only thing you can control, and changing them is how you change a generational curse. It's very eye-opening. Hard part is work after. Yeah. Well, the mindfulness and brain gains helps because it will keep you more in the present. You can catch these things before they happen. It's practice. It's really hard to control your emotions are going to happen. That's the thing. Can you control your emotions and your feelings? Yes and no. The more present you are, the more you'll catch these things as they arise, and then you don't necessarily feed into them. You might start to get angry or start to get stressed, but then you notice that feeling if you practice meditation, and then it just doesn't peak. It doesn't express itself by yelling or freaking out. Raw honey is great. And make sure when you get raw honey, you want to try to get raw honey without glyphosates. You don't want pesticides and stuff. Sometimes the honey will say pesticide-free or a pesticide-free apiary. Local honey is excellent. If you go to a farmer's market, a lot of times you can find local raw honey, and that can improve your allergies tremendously. I don't know if any of you watching currently live have had that experience, but a lot of times consuming raw honey from your local environment can improve your reactions from a allergy standpoint. So local raw honey is excellent, and you can find a lot of that stuff at farmers markets and stuff in your area. Saying Zero, Papa Soy, does beef have to be grass-fed? Grass-fed around me has gone up to $8 for a snack size package. Snack size? You mean grass-fed ground beef is in a pound. I've never seen it in less than a pound package. Does it have to be grass-fed and grass-finished? Grass-fed and grass-finished. Or it should say grass-fed and grass-finished. If it does, it'll probably also say, or it can be said as 100% grass-fed. If it just says grass-fed, it's grain-finished. So it'll say 100% grass-fed. Does it have to be? If you have access to it, I don't want to say does it have to be? It should be. If you have a choice and it's a difference between spending a couple extra bucks, yes, do it. It's worth it. It's worth it, 100%. I wouldn't eat grain-fed beef if I can help it. If you have no access to it and that's all you have, it's much better than lower quality chicken. Lower quality beef is better than lower quality chicken. So you say, does it have to be? It's up to you. It's your choice. If you understand how grain-fed cows are fed, the pesticides, the potential for antibiotics, the glyphosate and atrazine, that's the corn, the soy, and they're not healthy animals. So when you say, does it have to be? Of course it doesn't have to be, but it does if you want to buy the best quality beef for your health. So have to is a subjective approach. If I have the choice to spend a little bit more on 100% grass-fed beef or half the amount on grain-fed, I'm going to go for the grass-fed every single time. Just saying. But I don't know what a snack size package. I'm not aware of. I've never seen ground beef in anything less than a pound. I mean, my man, if you're saying, hey, that's a pound of grass-fed ground beef. That looks like a snack size. I hear you, bro. I hear you. So cheers to bulking, but let me know if you have any other follow-up with that. Let's see. Papa Swolio, have you ever thought about offering one program a month in premium instead of rotating classes, kind of like a pay-per-view, so people could do 90-day dash in that membership tier? No, we don't offer the premium membership anymore. We're shifting around a couple things. So no. We do have the 90-day dash available. If you go to Papa Swolio, there's a link on swarmersex.com. If you want, right now, we just have the 90-day dash program available. If you want to purchase that one off, but you're missing, of course, you get a lot more with the unlimited membership. You get all the programs, you get all the classes and everything. So we do have a couple program packs. We have a mobility and a yoga pack and the 90-day dash available on papaswolio.com. So you can check that out. Anyone listening or watching, if you just want the program, there's a special going on right now. But of course, when you join the Swole fam and you get an unlimited membership, you get access to all the programs. Plus, you can swap out all the yoga classes, like 300 yoga classes and the master classes and all that other stuff too. But we shift around the memberships. The unlimited stays. Unlimited stays. But sometimes we shift around the other memberships. But if you have premium, you definitely want to keep it because it's not currently available. So, but as long as you have it, you get to keep it. Let's see. Nosfe, Nosfe. What are your thoughts on Eugenia Cooney, if you know her? Was that the severely anorexic girl? I don't have any thoughts because I just know of her. That sounds very 2019 or 2020. I don't know anything about her aside from her name sounding familiar. I think she was anorexic or is still or whatever. That's all I know. I don't think I ever made a video on her. Even when I was doing nuts on chin videos on YouTube, I don't think I was ever doing videos on her. I don't recall ever covering it unless it was very generally. So what question do you have about it? Is there something going on currently? John, I was raised by a reactive family. Meditation has taught me emotions are merely visitors that don't need to influence your day. Very well said. They are visitors. And in reality, when you notice them, they're kind of like ghosts or something. Once you notice the emotion, it usually dissipates. How many of you have had that experience when you're doing brain gains and stuff? You have an emotion arise and then or when you just meditate or you're more aware and you're more present, you notice that emotion. It's kind of a weird thing. And then it goes away. Let's see. Papa Swole, I asked about my progress at the beginning of Knowledge Cock. I'm wondering if I need to be training more or eating less. I don't know. What's the context there, dude? I don't know. I don't have like that message or whatever you said. Just type it again. I don't know if you need to be training more or eating less. Based on what you just said right there. You're just asking me, should I train more or eat less? Based on what? See, there you go. Saying it's a 1 pound package. I say snack size because sometimes after work I have a big appetite. Good man. I agree. Mama Swolio laughs because if it's in a package or a container or a jar, that's one serving. We'll take fresh fruit and rinse it off and stuff. And she goes, now you don't have to eat all of it. And I'm like, but I'm going to. So there's that too. Don't put a big fucking bowl of something in front of me if you expect it to not at least be attempted to be consumed in totality. So 1 jar of 3 cups of kefir, that's a serving. It's very challenging for me to just drink half of that. 1 container is 1 serving. It's in a container. That's it. A jar of honey, that's a serving if I'm not very mindful of what I'm doing. So I like to keep things more small. That way I could just eat it. This is what I say. I pick the foods that I really enjoy and that work the best for me, and then I eat as much as I want. So I have to strategically make sure that it's organized in a certain manner so I don't do stupid shit. That's why I also like to eat earlier in the day. That way I can digest my consumption. Go fucking pound. Oh, that's a great question. Danny, is there a big difference between grass-fed beef and vegetarian-fed beef? Well, yes and no. It's a good question. I do like my beef. I like my beef vegan. I like my vegan to be beef. Is there a big difference between grass-fed beef and vegetarian-fed beef? I would guess so. I mean, vegetarian-fed beef could be fed corn and soy, technically, right? I know you're kind of joking around with that, but wait a second. Wait a second. Do packages say vegetarian-fed beef? Holy shit. Is this a marketing thing? I don't know, because what I buy doesn't say stupid shit like that. Are there packages that say vegetarian-fed beef? Oh my God, there is, isn't there? Drop in the comments. Because vegetarian-fed beef means they're feeding them corn and soy and barley and all that shit that they shouldn't be eating. Grizzly, speaking of nuts on chin, will you bring that back? What do you mean, on YouTube? Probably not. I just don't feel the extra need to, like, we do that on Balls Deep. We do enough with Overtime and Balls Deep. It's like, I just don't have any desire to do extra. I just feel like it's a waste of time. I just feel like it's a waste of time. We do so much of it here. It's like to do more of it is just, I don't know. I mean, of course, Nuts on Chin brings in the show. This show is rated TV MANOC, but I don't know about additional videos. Not currently. There's no plans for it yet. As of now. Steven, does working for 12 hours soaked with 48-degree rain count as a cold plunge? That's a good question. No, but you're definitely getting weather exposure. I wonder what the physiological difference is. I find it hard to believe. I mean, you're not 48 degrees. You're wearing a lot of clothing, right? So you're not, it's going to be cold though. Interesting. I wonder. You'd have to do a scientific study on that. Compare doing cold plunging and actually just being in fucking shit rain. Ugh. All right. Let's see here. Elijah, 6 weeks of elimination, meat, kefir, eggs, water, 3 days per week, solid sleep, lost 3 pounds in that time. Cool. What are your goals though? I feel quite heavy in my body still, especially with bodyweight exercise. Well, 5'10", 225, you still have, because I'm about that, but I'm not 225. So, in other words, you want to lose more fat, right? Training 3 days per week. It can come down to the nutrition, but I don't know what your lifting is like. Maybe you just need to up the lifting. I mean, calories still matter, but it could be maybe that doesn't mean that you can't consume calories more than are required. But of course, not all calories are equal, so it depends. All right. Mine says both grass-fed and vegetarian-fed, depending on where you get it. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so I don't know what your training is like, Elijah, but 3 days a week. Well, I mean, more isn't necessarily more often, but it depends on what you're doing when you're training. Can you build muscle with 3 days a week? Sure, but, when it comes to natural lifters, you need exposure. Your muscles need exposure more frequently, but you don't want to cripple yourself because it'll take longer to recover. So this is a big thing when it comes down to program design. I'll finish off on this rant and then we'll move on to some balls deep. But if you need either a lot more recovery or you need to do less volume more frequently. And we've talked about this with Brenda with the intensity and frequency. So for me now, I like training every day. I just like training every day. Now, not every day, and I make this clear, not every day is the hardest workout ever. Sometimes if I'm really banged up and sore, I'll just do some club or some mace or some light stuff or some mobility work or some yoga, and that'll be it. Okay? But if I don't feel like that, I'm going to train. I just don't murder myself. I train really hard. but I don't murder myself in terms of volume. I want to get the most out of the sets that I'm doing. And it's not necessarily equal to the amount of time that I'm training, but I want to do a focused workout on certain areas and then not necessarily overload them to the point that I can't train them in 2, 3, or 4 days. So sometimes if I'm doing legs, I'll try to do legs 2 or 3 days a week, but the volume won't be much. So the more frequently you train a body part, the less volume you'll do. Doesn't mean you lower the intensity. You could still train really hard, but don't forget that intensity is also physiologically exhausting. So you have to have this balance. You have to have this kind of articulation between the intensity of your training, the volume of your training, and the frequency. And that might adjust. And I do things very instinctually now, instinctively, based on how I feel. So lately I've been splitting up my leg workouts into more of a posterior chain, hamstring focused leg day. And then I'll do a mobility day later in the week, but I'll also do more of a quad focus and more like squats, sissy squats, maybe Bulgarian split squats and leg extension, stuff like that. Another day would be more RDL, good mornings, Nordic curls, just thinking of things, leg curls, anything posterior chain, because with that time frame or a session, I can focus more. I really do like focusing on areas. I like total leg days, but then the volume just doesn't match it for me with the frequency. And I kind of go back and forth. I might do this for a little bit. I've been splitting up these leg days into separate days. And then I might go back to doing different things. I've been doing chest and back for a little bit. Maybe I'll go back to upper body pushing and upper body pulling. I kind of fluctuate through a couple different splits depending, but the bottom line is the intensity is there. The volume gets more tempered because of the frequency of training. And then I adjust depending on how everything goes. So, but lately I've been preferring more frequency, less volume in a given session. And that way I can keep the intensity high and focus on the most important lifts and put my effort into that. But I don't need to do 20 or 30 sets, so to speak. Hopefully that gives you a little bit more insight. And I have a lot of experience lifting. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I've been lifting for 22, 23 years. So my body has experienced a lot. I'm no newbie to training. So I'm not trying to put on tons of fucking muscle. I'm not trying to put on tons of mass. Maybe in certain areas trying to develop and build strength and build muscle. But I'm not trying to get to be 220. I'm not trying to put on like overall mass and size. I'm trying to shape, carve, and I'm kind of around where I can maintain comfortably. Gaining muscle, it's more taxing. I don't want to maintain a lot more muscle. At my height, it's not good. It's not healthy to maintain a lot more muscle than where I'm at. It just becomes a little bit more of a burden. And any of you that have been obese or have been much more muscular and you kind of tapered down, I just don't want to be stiff. I don't want to be immobile. I don't want to carry around and feel heavy like Elijah was saying. That might be for extra body fat, but even with muscle, it's not cool to feel heavy. If I'm not competing, if there's no reason, it's not better on my organs than being more of a, middle of the road in terms of build, in terms of having hypertrophy and having more definition and mobility and shape rather than to be like big and like blocky and heavy. I don't want to feel, I don't want to be too heavy for my frame. And it's a good thing. I'm glad that I have gotten to that point where I want to be comfortable eating what I want to eat. I want to be able to eat to my satisfaction. And at this point, I've kind of found, okay, when I eat X amount, I train like this, my weight's kind of about the same. It's kind of like, not necessarily my genetic limit. Like, could I put on more if everything in my power and everything in my focus was about gaining more? Sure. But what? How much more effort does it require? At this point, it's going to require a ton more effort for maybe 5 pounds of muscle over the course of months. If that, it's just not worth it to me. Priorities. And that's just because I'm at where I'm at because of my entire life. And some of you listening might be fresh into it. I want to pack on muscle. I get you. I'm just at a different point. So that's just my perspective from where I'm at. And then maybe you'll be here someday. Last one, Green Trolley, Papa Soli. I have to get away from flavored pre-workout. I can only afford one ingredient to get at a time. Oh, you mean raw ingredients? Just buying like the straight stuff? Which one to start with would you recommend? Ingredient. Citrulline malate. I mean, are you getting in your electrolytes? Are you getting in your magnesium, potassium, sodium, like Element or Relight? That's important. But pre-workout, citrulline malate. You can just get that from bulk supplements. You can take 6 to 8 grams. Not medical advice, but it's good for vasodilation and such. You can look into it. I recommend making your own stuff. A lot of these things are fine. They're fine taking, but it's when you take it with tons of caffeine and all these artificial sweeteners and stuff is when it gets really sketchy. Agmatine, citrulline malate, betaine. Did I say agmatine? Beta-alanine. These are all things that are, but if you had to take one, I'd probably do citrulline malate if you're going to do that kind of stuff. All right, let's move into some balls deep content.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Oh, God. Good workout today. Did some dips and some chest press. Feeling good. Let's get into some balls deep, fam. Hit that like button. Let's fucking go. Let's see what we got. We'll take a couple of videos. Let's jump right into it. Don't forget, Roundtable 35, Thursday, the 26th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. If you are not yet a member of the fam, join us. swolenormousx.com. swolenormousx.com. Join the famwise today. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, my God. Ew. Fuck is that? And holy shit. All right. There's no win here. Let's do this one. The other two are ridiculous, so it's just downhill from here, fam. This one's called Doesn't Matter If You Have 4 Pieces of Cake. Not when you look like that.
My favorite definition of gluttony, because it's one of the 7 deadly sins we know, and we have always been taught to associate it with, quote, overeating. But Nicole Morgan has this definition that she's come up with through review of the scripture, and she says that gluttony is consumption that harms our neighbor. So if we're focused on a love of God and love of neighbor, it doesn't matter if I have 4 pieces of chocolate cake.
It sure does for all our health insurance and the burden on society. You do realize obesity is very damaging to the environment if you care about that shit. It's also very damaging to our structure of our medical system. Like, yeah, it's a huge burden. It doesn't matter if I have 4 pieces of chocolate cake. Well, it sure does if you want to live to be 60. Oh, fuck.
Unless I'm taking that cake from my neighbor and they don't get to have any cake.
They don't get to have any cake?
Another example of cake gender would be if someone feels like they have different layers or flavors to their particular gender.
Oh my God, your neighbor doesn't get to have any cake because you took it from them. Oh, you stole their cake.
More about hoarding, like the hoarding of resources.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, dang. That doesn't work with capitalism, though. So
that's probably why we should tax the billionaires. But okay.
How many fucktards were in that clip? I thought it was just this one chick. There's 4 of them.
God damn it, I don't know what it is about your face, but I want to deliver one of these right in your suck hole.
Is there anything I can do to work on that?
No, not really. It's your face.
Oh, let's get a little Tainty Man. Oh, God, Tainty Boy, you're so cute. You're so cute. Tainty Boy is as cute as those people are stupid. That's the equivalent. As stupid as those people are, he is adorable. He is equally as adorable as inversely, right? It's just inversely. As stupid as they get, he is just so cute. He's so cute. That's my Tainty Man. That's my Tainty Boy. He's such a Tainty Man. Indeed. Oh my goodness. That was Can someone tell me if a point was made? I was just thinking about the stupid little things. Was there even a point? And they're all just like, yeah. Talk about sniffing your own farts. What the hell was that? What the fuck was that? Jesus Christ.
What's your name, fat body?
All right, let's get into We get 2 more. I'm not sure which one's worse. Actually, this one's probably worse. One's long. Jeez. I'm going to raffle it up to the fam. Let's see. We got a shorter one. These are both scarring. We have only women give birth. And we have using women's restrooms. Pick a number, 1 or 2. Drop in the comments down below. Drop in the comments. Number 1 or number 2?
What's in the box?
Number 1 or number 2? Number 1 or number 2? It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. They're both going to be bad. They're both going to be really bad. Hashtag Tainty Magooch for a chance to win today's Swole card. It's going to be bad. Loretta's like, oh, geez. Oh, shit. Number 2. All right, let's see. Jarella, welcome. I haven't seen you in a while. Nice avatar. Looking like a boss. Let's go with Green Trolley, number 1. Green Trolley, number Schwam. Again, it's pre-workout. You know what, Green Trolley? You don't even need that pre-workout. Just watch this video. Just this video is going to give you enough rage and energy to just want to run through a fucking brick wall. Here we go. Only women give birth.
What's in the box?
Yeah. Pretty much, fam. Fucking pretty much. Biology 101 Schwam.
Hi. So I did stop by your page really quickly to see that you were 14 years old. You've got so much time to learn and be more open-minded and more kind and accepting towards other people. So let me just really quickly try and tell you why what you're saying is wrong and hurtful. Let's start.
Okay. 1, hurtful doesn't fucking matter. You sensitive soy boys are going to be hurtful or offended by every last fucking thing. If it's a rainy day, oh my God, it's wet on me, Mother Nature. It's not even Mother Nature anymore. I don't want to assume her gender. All right, so let me back this up. It's not going to get better, so just bear with me. Because people are listening too. So the comment on TikTok that this person responding to is only women can breastfeed and have children. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Boys have a penis. Girls have a vagina.
Only women can breastfeed. Fact. Only women can have children. 2 facts. 2 indisputable facts. You don't have to like them. That's a weird thing to not. I mean, you don't have to like that. It just doesn't matter, right? That's what a fact is. It's irrelevant. I don't like that only women can breastfeed. Okay. That's a strange thing to not like. That's a strange thing to focus on because, again, it's out of your control. You can't change it. So it doesn't matter. I don't like that the sky looks blue. I know it's refracted light, but it's like, okay, it doesn't matter. You don't have to like it. I hate the sky being blue. Fine. Then move to the Arctic Circle where it's never light. For some, like, okay, fine. Okay. It doesn't matter, right? Gotcha. Okay. And so I'll play it like a couple seconds before. Let's just play it again. Fuck me.
Hi. So I did stop by your page really quickly to see that you were 14 years old. You've got so much time to learn and be more open-minded and more kind and accepting towards other people. So
You got plenty of time to chemically castrate yourself. I mean, you're 14, so you're probably hitting that puberty, so it's time to chop that dick off. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just a thought. Here we go.
Just really quickly try and tell you why what you're saying is wrong and hurtful. Let's start with only women can give birth. I'm a man, and I'm going to give birth, so you're already...
What? Oh.
What happened to your queer party friends?
No.
You fucking people.
It doesn't fucking work. That doesn't work like that. You can't just do that. Fucking, what the fuck, bro? Fuck.
Let's start with only women can give birth. I'm a man, and I'm going to give birth, so you're already wrong there. But there are also lots of other people who are non-binary or intersex, and they give birth. Again, they're not women. Then the term breastfeeding versus chest feeding, for some people it's actually just more comfortable to call it chest feeding. Some women who have experienced trauma or been abused, they might prefer the term chest feeding. But then we loop back around to not all birthing people are women, so not all birthing people have breasts. Hence the term chest feeding. I understand that your opinions and your beliefs may be deep-rooted and
in biology and evolutionary science. Biology, facts. I know some of you might be living in the real world, but I prefer not to, because I'm telling you what, I'm a man, straight up. I cannot push a baby out of my cock. Well, I kind of. Part of a baby. It's the seed. All right. I can't give birth. You're a dude. You're a dude. Whoever this person is, he cannot give birth. I have a chest. It's called the breast. It's called a breast. I don't have mammary glands, though. Like, no milk is going to come out of my tits. We all have nips. We all have buttholes. Some people have a penis and some people have a vagina. That's not really cause for debate or discussion. This is very simple stuff. If you're a man and you want to pretend to be a woman, okay, free country, people fight for your freedoms. That's fine. But if you want to call yourself a trans woman, it's a real raping of the word woman. But okay, it's trans woman. And when then people say trans women are women, it's like, no, trans woman is a trans woman. Why? Because it's a man that wants to be a woman. You can do that. Do that if you want. All right, fine. Like, live your own life. Just don't push this nonsense on everyone else. You're not a woman. Just like if I say I want to be a woman, like, I'm not a woman. I can wear women's clothing. I can try to cut everything off and pretend I'm not a woman. I'm not a female. It just ain't going to work as much as I want to try. And that's not something to be like really upset about. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. So Ray, I think they're saying, no, don't use nonsensical pronouns. So if this individual, this person's giving birth, it's a female. Females give birth. So you cannot say, oh, I'm a man now. No. That's not how it works. And that's not me being rude. I'm not being transphobic. I'm not afraid of any of this stuff. I'm not being hateful. I'm just literally 2 + 2 still equals 4. No matter how much you want to equal 5, it just is not going to ever equal 5. It doesn't equal 5. And it's not me being, right? I'm not being, oh my God, you're transphobic. I'm not. Look at me. I'm calm. I'm fine with this person doing, if this person is giving birth, then guess what? It's a female. It's a woman. You can't call yourself you can call yourself whatever you want, but it doesn't change the fact that you're a woman, you're a female. It's a fucking crazy Orwellian shit that's going on here. There's nothing about hate. There's nothing hateful about it. Some Orwellian shit. You cannot change language like that. I mean, you could try, but you're literally fucking with children's reality. They need to be taught how things fucking function. Sanity has left the building. It's fucking crazy.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
Women have breasts. Men have breasts. Like, men can get breast cancer because this is the breast. This is the breast region, the abdominal region, right? You have all these different, regions of the body. I don't have mammary glands. So men can have breast cancer, but it's breastfeeding. It's not chest feeding. Okay. If you're giving birth, you're a woman. If you're giving birth, you're a female. We're good? Are we good? Okay.
Trained in whatever your parents have taught you to believe. Deep rooted and in beliefs may be deep roots, hence the term chest feeding. I understand that your opinions and your beliefs may be deep rooted and ingrained in whatever your parents have taught you to believe, and that's okay. You still have plenty of time to form your own opinions and even educate others in your life.
It doesn't take long to learn this stuff. Is this biology 101? Or is it just like the 100 level? Okay, let's not spend any more time on this. That was a stupid one. Maybe no more stupidness. This is even probably worse. This one's called using women. All right. I don't know what this is going to go. Tainty. Let's do a quick tainty. It's going to get bad. It's going to get bad. Tainty reprieve. Very nice. Nice.
There's tiny tuck, typical tuck, total tuck, and the tyrannical tuck.
All right, well, let's do one more. Let's do this one. This one's called Using Women's Restroom. I don't know where this is going to go. This might be, if this is going where I think it's going, I think I saw a thumbnail of this video somewhere else. I haven't seen it yet. This might be horrendous. All right, we'll close on this.
What's in the box?
Nah, we got one more. This is going to be bad. Here we go.
Well, this is just lovely. I had a neighbor confront me for using the women's restroom. I lived here for 4.5 years. Everyone should know that I'm a trans woman. I've always been known as Kaylee. I've always used she, her pronoun. I've been having some stomach issues because of Trulicity, and I had to use the bathroom real quick, and they're single-use bathrooms, and it's the only place that I feel safe using the women's bathroom. Well, I got done and got out, and this neighbor was talking to another neighbor and started pointing out the sign. I knew exactly what she was talking about because there's a big old woman sign. And I'm like, is there a problem? She's like, yeah, you're using the woman's restroom. You're a man. And I said, I'm a trans woman. She's like, no, you're a man. And she kept saying that over and over. And she kept saying, you're not a...
I'm going to stop you right there, Mochambo. If you're just listening, hold on. Hold on a second.
You're insane, gold member.
Hold on a second. If you're just listening, this is an older dude with like a gray beard. He's got gray stubble. You're a trans woman. This is a man. Fam. Again, this doesn't come down to like hate. This is like, okay, so we're supposed to pretend that this dude is a woman. Like, this is a dude with a legit fucking, like, not even a 5 o'clock shadow. That's like an 8 o'clock shadow. You can't make that make sense. You can't make that make sense. That's not right to other people. That's not right to other humans in society. Like, that's some fucked up shit. You're going in like that, bro, to a women's bathroom. Oh, you're shocked? Oh, I'm a trans woman. Dude, you look like a 55-year-old gym teacher.
She or he, you shouldn't be using it. You were born a man, and just over and over. And honestly, I just lost it. And just started screaming and swearing. I just couldn't handle it. This is my home. This is my safe place. I should be able to use the restroom. The apartment manager knows I'm trans. Everyone knows my name is Kaylee. And then my group of friends, I thought my friends were all starting to yell at me, saying I escalated, and because she had 2 kids. I didn't even see the kids. They were there, and I just lost it. Fight, flight, or freeze, and I fought. You don't know what it's like to be a trans person. And then my one friend started yelling at me, and none of them stood up for them. They blamed me that I was the one that was at fault. When none of them stood up to me when this person kept calling me he, she, he, man, like triggering and awful. Like, I deal with enough on here. Like, my apartment should be a safe place. There's nothing safe for a trans person. There is nothing safe for a trans person. This is the life, and it fucking sucks. And even when you have your friends who don't have your back. And then my one friend, Annette, just started screaming at me, and I'm like, started screaming back at her. I'm done. These are fair weather friends. These are not the friends that I need, want, and deserve. And if I can't find it here, I will find it elsewhere. So, I don't know. I'm so fucking triggered and feeling so awful. I just want to die. It fucking sucks. Here's what the men's and women's groups. So they're single-use bathrooms. So you can see there's the men's. Here's the women's. Oh, thank you.
Is it that hard to use the men's room? Look, if you're just listening, I didn't make this video. This was posted online. It's circulating around places, I'm sure. I mean, This looks 100,000% is a grown-ass old man. Okay? It's not phobia. It's not being rude. It's just, you know, you're pissing in the sandbox and forcing everyone else to play in it. It's like, no. Like, we're not going to play in your piss and shit filled sandbox. No, I'm not going to play that. I'm not going to play that game. That's ludicrous. That's insanity. This is like, these things are just not, they're not important. These are not important for mainstream issues. These are not things that 99.9999999% of people deal with. I think there are a fringe small amount of people that want to live this way that don't bother anyone. Like, they're living the way that their freedoms allow them, fine, but they're not trying to use activism as a cudgel to beat people over the fucking head for feeling inadequate, for not having purpose, for being constantly scared and filled with anxiety because of social media and garbage fucking food. This is just like, there is no safe space. There are no safe spaces. This is life. You know, this is what happens when we don't have proper mental help, when we have tons of medications just pumped into everyone. There are no like institutions that people can go and actually get help. The people are just released and allowed on the street. Everyone has social media, so you can just vent your mental disorders online. Like, it's insanity. It's crazy how this shit gets around. It's crazy how this shit is just projected everywhere. I mean, objectively, it's just not an important issue. It's not. For the minute, minuscule fraction, just use the bathroom of that you were born into. You have a dick, guess where you're going to go to the bathroom? I mean, this is how you have rapes, and this is how you have people being attacked. Like, you have a fucking full-blown man going into a women's restroom. That's not safe for actual women. Like, it's not safe for women. And this is the most fucked up part. Women are the ones that are losing out in today's society. Women are the ones that are getting marginalized and pushed off to the side. Society is not giving a fuck about women. You're pretending that other men can be women. Sports are getting overrun. All sorts of like this activism. Like, the fuck is going on? You know, just kicking and screaming crybabies looking for attention, and women are getting fucked over. Yeah, welcome to Earth. It's not safe. All right. So, yeah, let's move on. Just weird stuff. Weird stuff. It is balls deep. We do scrape the underguns of the internet, but we do have an amazing, talk about a Tainted Magooch. We have a Tainted Magooch card here.
You can be fat and be healthy. I'm sorry, Lizzo, healthier than I will ever be.
Hashtag Tainted Magooch will give away the Swole card. Right now, let's kick it off. And, of course, we'll be back here tomorrow for the Wednesday cast. Here we go. Falcon, take us away. Let's fucking go. See what we got here. Who's going to win that Tainted Magooch? Someone's going to be a Tainted Magooch. One of you here is definitely a Tainted Magooch. And, of course, we'll take some soundboard requests. We got a winner today. It is TCAP. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Monsieur TCAP. Don't be a beesh, don't be a boosh, or you'll end up like Tainted Magooch. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 2450 Quattro in the subject. Your mailing address in the body of the email. Thank you so much for playing, everyone. Let's drop some soundboard requests. Come on, drop in the comments below. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. We're going to close this nut.
No medication except my fucking antidepressants.
That one was intense. Intense? Maybe a little too intense. It was heavy. Cerny, good request.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
I'll take that one.
Ever served in a forward area?
We don't have a burp sound effect, but I got you, fam. Oh, there we go. That was not bad. I appreciate it.
I better use my strong hand.
Sand! Sand! Sand!
Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn!
Ooh, women, gotcha.
Are there any women here today?
That would have been a good soundboard to use earlier. Fam, if you got really insane shit going on in your life, you don't have to share it, just so you know. You don't have to post it on social media. There could be a lot of crazy shit going on. You could have a lot of mental issues, but you don't have to share it. TikTok is not your therapist couch. It is not. It is not. It is not.
As you can see, my nipples have been removed from my body. Where they are, I don't know.
Oh, baby. We got it now. Ooh, we got it now.
That's a huge bitch!
Jarella, nothing surprises me anymore. No, it doesn't. You know, it's like we're so used to seeing these things on the show. It's just, oh, another. How? How can that be normal now? Why? Why is it normal? For fuck's sake.
Great Scott!
I'm a fair guy, but this heat is making me absolutely crazy.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Here we go. Ooh, quick release. Coast to coast. Fucking nailed it. Hells yeah. We nailed it. We nailed it.
Ever served in a forward area?
Bam. Excellent. Well done, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Episode 2454. We'll see you tomorrow. Of course, if you're a member, you'll get a Swole text and you'll get a heads up, probably going live earlier in the morning tomorrow. But be here for 2455. It's going to be awesome. And of course, again, congratulations. TCAP sent us that email. And of course, Roundtable 35, Thursday, January the 26th at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And if you haven't yet seen it, for those of you that are members already in Swole TV, go and check out last week's DWG available. Cops Gone Wild, fired for sex scandal. Go and give that a look-see. It was fucking awesome. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace, McGee's, Deuce Magoose, your boy Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag.
that's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. Off topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollies. You